Hello, everyone. I all hope you had a very wonderful day, and I hope you're about to enjoy your weekend and your day in your long weekend. This is the last episode that I'm exactly doing, and it's about the Starwood family, the family of Formation Hunter family that I'm exactly about to tell you about. And I hope you will have a very blessed weekend exactly to come. Now let's get to business exactly. The Starwood family has been part of the sacred world for centuries and centuries, ever since the great late ancestors fought against the monsters and all evil villains and all evil masters and all evil dark lords known as the Lord of Magic, Victor Darkness, the Dark King, Lord Shadowjack, Jake Bringer, Nebula Bringer, Dark Snow Witch, Dark Snow Witch, Dark Snow Witch, exactly, and also an Energy Girl and Light Boy and Dark Witch Boy and Witch Girl, and also other sinister villains who pose a threat to sacred history and to the sacred world and to humanity. The Starwood family is exactly a family of Nation Hunter superheroes who's exactly been part of the Alliance for centuries ever since it was formed. They remain part of the Alliance ever since it was formed, and they still being part of the Alliance ever since it being disbanded from the original members who are the original descendants of the Starwood family, and they are very quietly very skilled in hand-to-hand combat, master tactician, a strategist, abilities of endurance and agility, able to exactly fight any opponent and every opponent and any sinister threat that may pose a threat to humanity and to mankind and to planet Earth itself. The Starwood family is a great family of Nation Hunter. They're actually a family of superheroes. They actually the future descendants known as Hank Starwood, Sam Starwood and Charlie Starwood are the bravest, greatest descendants of the entire family. They are the members of the future alliance and the members of the Universal Heroes. They exactly been collaborating with the Universal Heroes ever since it was reformed by the Universal Man, the prophesied child known as Grayson, who's exactly led the Universal Heroes through greatness and through sheer force of will. He's exactly led the team through greatness and through sheer force of will. By Grayson by Hank's side, Hank leads the alliance. By his side, it's Grayson Ferris Unity and also Sam Starwood, which is his sister, and also Vogel Smith, who is also his adoptive brother and a powerful Four-Nation Hunter hero. In doing so, they exactly lead the Sacred World to making a huge difference in the entire Sacred World by fighting sinister secret societies of supervillains known as the Order of the 12, the Order of the 5, the Order of the 6, Order of the Seven, the Founders, the Shadow Empire, the Lord of Magic, the Shadow Empire, the Lord of Magic, the Golden Knight, Metal Face, Ghostmaster, and also other sinister villains and other sinister secret societies that pose a world to the rest of humanity and to the rest of the sacred universe and to the rest of the sacred world. Together with Grayson by their side, Hank Starwood and Sam Starwood and Vogel Smith lead the alliance in secrecy in order to protect the world's secret war, in order to protect the sacred world's secret wars from humanity, in order by fighting monsters and rogue group of Nation hunters known as the Shadow Strike, who are exactly a group of evil Nation hunters who want to exterminate and eradicate every supernatural being and every supernatural being and every supernatural being and every alien creatures across the sacred world and across sacred existence, who are formerly led by Valak Hellfire, who is a very powerful, evil Four-Nation Hunter supervillain who is obsessed in destroying and wanting to exterminate every living supernatural and every living alien creature on the sacred world by any means necessary. Within the 30th century, Valak Hellfire began an uprising of evil Four-Nation hunters in order to seize control of the sacred world by wiping out the supernatural creatures and all of the aliens that pose a threat to the natural order and to the natural peace of the sacred world by any means necessary. His plans were quietly thwarted though due to the interference of the previous Universal Man and Universal Woman, who are Grayson's parents known as Greg, Unity, and Ferris and Crystal Ferris. They exactly banded together fought Valak Hellfire And with the former members of the Shadows, with the former members of the Shadow Strike, with Crystal's stepsister, who's Ivy's mother, Ivy's mother, Ferris Hellfire, Ivy's mother known as June Ferris, who's exactly joined forces, and with the members of the Starwood known as Sammy and also Parker Starwood. They're exactly able to exactly join forces by fighting off Valak and the rest of this and the rest of the Shadow Strike, and able to vanquish him. In the end, Valak disappeared and was never exactly seen again until he returned. When he returned, he thrust the entire secret world into chaos, thrusting it into a total chaos. Hank Starwood and Vogel Smith and Sam Starwood trained in hand-to-hand combat in order to fight for the day this sinister villain would return to thrust the entire secret world into chaos and humanity into known chaos and to destruction. Ever since then, they've been training and fighting harder in order to prepare for the day Valak Hellfire return and poses as a magnificent threat to the entire sacred world itself. Valak Hellfire goals were dominated in wiping out every supernatural beings and creatures and all living things of animals and people and all living things and all living things of aliens, supernatural shapeshifters, alien shapeshifters, and anything that poses a threat to the natural order and to the natural and to the sacred world's natural order and rule. The Starwood family descendants train harder. They exactly train harder in hand-to-hand combat and swordsmanship, able to exactly fight any opponent in any adversary. When Valak Hellfire returned, Hank Starwood, and Sam Starwood and Vogel Smith found a new Four-Nation hunter known as Ivy Ferris Hellfire, who was exactly a newborn Four-Nation hunter and a distant cousin of Grayson Ferris Unity, who is a new Universal Man. They were able to exactly train her, able to exactly fight off her evil supervillain father, and she was able to exactly kill him. And by doing so and killing him, it disbanded the entire secret society of the Shadow Strike of the evil group of Four-Nation Hunter, which is now led by another sinister assassin known as a sinister assassin supervillain known as Zero, who's a high-ranking member of a secret society of the Order of the 12 of the Universal Princess Secret Society organization that wants to conquer the entire sacred universe and the rest of humanity and all the worlds and all the planets throughout sacred existence by any means necessary. Ivy Ferris Hellfire, Hank Starwood, Sam Starwood, Vogel Smith, Grayson Ferris Unity both exactly combine their resources in order to save humanity and all the worlds from all evil threats and all evil forces. They frequently clash with the Shadow Strike and with the founders and with the Order of the Five and with the Order of the Six and with the Order of the Six and with the Order of the 12 in order to try and to exactly maintaining peace and balance and prosperity throughout the sacred world and throughout the sacred existence and throughout the rest of sacred existence by any means necessary. They keep fighting monsters, supernatural creatures that pose a threat to humanity, and any aspect of these beings that pose a huge, tremendous threat to humanity and also to humankind by any means necessary. When they fight these monsters with their energy blades, with their energy blades, and with their swords, with their energy swords, able to exactly destroying these monsters and able to exactly vanquishing them back to their vanquishing them back to their dimension, to their mysterious dimensions that are exactly contemplate throughout space time and throughout the rest of sacred space and throughout the rest of the sacred universe. In doing so, the Starwood family is a very formidable family of superheroes, very strong and very immortal beings, able to exactly use their blades in order to fight, able to exactly vanquish evil forces, and able to exactly vanquish them. The strongest and most formidable descendants of the Starwood Four-Nation Hunter family are Hank Starwood and Sam Starwood and Charlie Starwood and Vogel Smith. They are the strongest and bravest superheroes members of the entire Starwood descendants, and they brought the Starwood reputation family back to its former glory, able to restore it since the parents exactly joined forces with the Shadow Strike and are able to disgrace the family name and able to drag it through the mud. They exactly prove to the sacred world and to the sacred council that the Starwood family can be cleansed and can be restored to its former glory and by its former name, and exactly restoring it at its greatest by becoming the greatest superhero family of Four-Nation Hunters by any means necessary. Amongst the descendants, Hank Starwood possesses superhuman strength, superhuman speed, superhuman individuality, super limping, super flight, super strength, super flight, super speed, super telepathy, resistance to telepathy, and also super healing and regenerative healing. Sam Starwood possesses a whip, a large whip that can exactly attack any monster, and also very great in hand-to-hand combat. Master tactician, strategist, good with blades, daggers, whips, and any type of weapons. Very great with super limping, super speed, accurate healing, accelerant healing, and regenerative healing. She's very great and very well versed in hand-to-hand combat, able to fight off any opponent and any adversary who dares exactly gets in her way and who dares exactly pose a threat to mankind and to the Universal Heroes mission and to their goal. They join forces with the Universal Heroes in order to fight every villain and every sinister villain. The greatest villain that they quietly hate the most, that they quietly despise the most, is Ghostmaster, Golden Knight, Metal Face, the Dark Witch Laura, and the Dark Druids and the Dark Witches, the Dark Druids and the Dark Witches and the Dark Faithful. They exactly despise them and they exactly quietly hate them. They frequently clash with them, who are exactly trying to put chaos and famine, trying to put the world through chaos and tragedy by any means necessary in order to uplift humankind to become the ruling dominant species of the entire known universe and of the entire known universe and of the rest of sacred existence by any means necessary. Ghostmaster is very skilled in hand-to-hand combat, able to exactly frequently clash with Vogelsmith, and able to exactly fight him off by any means. In any mission they partake, they frequently clash with these villains and with these monsters in order to exactly stop their goals before they come to fruition and before they can exactly wreak havoc on a larger scale. They protect mankind by any means necessary at all times and on all times and any at all times and at all times and at all costs and all times, especially in the difficult times and in the darkest times. The Alliance will always be there for humanity in secret. They'll always fight in secrecy in order to protect the sacred world and the sacred universe in secrecy by any means necessary. Vogelsmith is a very exceptionally the most skillful formation hunter, able to exactly fight any opponent in hand-to-hand combat. Master tactician, strategist. He's very skilled in super limping, super flight, able to fight any adversary with super strength, durability, and individuality, and also heat vision. He has heat vision, super breath, and also the ability of endurance and agility. He is very skilled in all those abilities, and he cannot be underestimated. Among the Universal Hero, he is one of the bravest and most formidable heroes, not exactly to Warboy, but he's very exceptionally brave and very skilled and very trustworthy in his mission. He's a high ranking member of the Universal Heroes and of the Future Alliance. In any case, he's very formidable and very strong heroes. These descendants are the bravest and are the strongest ever lived to tell the tale. They inspire a whole new generation of Four Nation hunters to exactly make a huge, remarkable difference in the entire sacred world by fighting evil villains and evil forces and evil monsters that pose a threat to humanity and to the sacred world's balance and prosperity by any means necessary. They fight crystal monsters created by dark druids and dark witches and dark faithful that are exactly able to exactly use these monsters to reconquer and reclaim these worlds and these planets across sacred existence and across the known universe. And the Four Nation Hunters are very quietly determined to fighting these evil beings and these evil sorcerers and these evil dark magic users by any means necessary and stopping their schemes and their goals before they reach to fruition. They will not stop until the forces of evil have been vanquished. They've taken some of them, the future alliance and the future universal heroes have taken some of the dark druids and the dark witches and the dark faithful into custody, able to interrogating them, and even the Noten Knight Empire able to exactly bring it down and taking some of the Noten Knight Empire and also the Order of Darkness's assassin into custody, questioning them about their masters and about their leaders and about who's the new leader of the organization of the society, and also fighting and frequently clashing with the Shadow Empire warlords, Commander Power, Commander Fire, Commander Ice, Commander Water, Commander Stone, Commander Rock, Commander Universe, and general, commander and commander and commander light, and commander and commander and commander world, and commander dark. By clashing with these commanders of the Shadow Empire, they are determined to restore peace to the entire sacred universe and to the rest of sacred existence by any means necessary. By any means necessary. They strip the Shadow Empire. They strip the Shadow Empire's power when they put the dismiss of the when they excessively dismiss the little magic. When the little magic faces demise, it created a power vacuum unlike any other, consuming every other Shadow Empire warlords and every Shadow Empire warlords in order to exactly take in order to exactly lead its own faction, to dominate its own faction of any other, to dominate their own section of the universe, and also to, excuse me, to dominate their own section of the universe and of the sacred universes faction, and conquering vast worlds and vast planets and vast civilizations throughout sacred existence and throughout the rest of the sacred universe. Hank Starwood is a very skilled leader of the new alliance, and he leads it with greatness and with great leadership. He's a new future leader of the Four Nation Hunters. He guides them all with great certainty, and he leads them with greatness and true nobility. He's a true leader and a true prodigal leader of the Starwood Four Nation Hunter family legacy. He is exactly the inspiration the Four Nation Hunters that I've been looking for. He and Sam Starwood and Vogel Smith and Ivy Ferris Hellfire and the Universal Princess join forces and inspire a whole new generation of Four Nation Hunters to exactly follow their dreams and to fighting evil villains and evil forces. They frequently clash with these villains in order to exactly establish peace and balance and prosperity to the rest of sacred existence and throughout the sacred world by turning a new page throughout sacred history, and by removing its darkest and by keeping its darkest, and by putting the light history of sacred history, and shedding a new page in sacred history by any means necessary. These descendants are brave, smart, intelligent, exceptionally skilled in hand-to-hand combat and in swordsmanship, and they are very inspirational. Sam Starwood is a woman, and she's a fighter, a born fighter, and a strong Four Nation hunter, and a very, very intelligent, not meant to be underestimated in battle at any given cost. Charlie Starwood is the younger brother of the Starwood family, and he is a very training for Nation Hunter, still training for Nation Hunter in adaptability, he's still a training for Nation Hunter in training course, able to exactly train himself to fight in hand-to-hand combat, in swordsmanship in any battle. Hank Starwood is a born leader meant to lead the new alliance under by Grayson Ferris Unity by his side. He's a very exceptionally intelligent and very remarkable, a strong leader and formidable leader of the entire Four Nation Hunters, and a very remarkable leader of the newfound alliance. They have been part of the alliance now for more than years, ever since it was reformed by Universal Man, and they are still exactly joining forces with them, able to frequently clash with the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders, and still exactly trying to make peace throughout the sacred universe and throughout the rest of the sacred world by fighting evil lords known as Lord Justin, Lord Shadowjack, Winter King, Winter King, Winter King as well. The Winter King, the most powerful evil villain, the most powerful super villain who rules his planets, who rules his winter world, who rules his winter planets with an iron fist, determined to conquer all worlds and all civilizations with his empire by any means necessary, by frequently clashing with Elderly Greenwich, Dog Right, Dog Left, all these high-ranking officials of Lord Shadowjack's empire and Lord Justin's empire, and also the Harvikan Corps and Lord Harvick himself. They are determined to restore peace and balance, and by fighting evil villains at any cost, and any means necessary to restore peace and prosperity, and by vanquishing the forces of evil by any means necessary. Guys, these descendants are more brave and more formidable than any other descendants of the Starwood Four Nation Hunter family. They are the bravest, greatest, smartest, and kick-ass, badass, kicking-ass Four Nation Hunters ever seen and ever existed throughout sacred history and throughout the sacred world itself. Well, I all hope you enjoyed this video and this episode, and I all hope you have a wonderful, blessed weekend. I can't wait to see you next week, Monday, which I exactly will. Have a blessed weekend and stay safe and tune in and subscribe and like. Bye.